Welcome to qnawire.
In this problem, we are dealing with the velocity of sound. First, we have a sound emitted from A to B that goes along the direction of the wind, and it travels in t1 seconds. So let's write down an expression for the velocity of sound in that time interval. We're going to have that the velocity in part 1 is equal to the displacement, which we're told is x, over the time. And we can write that in terms of v and u, the velocity of sound and wind. So we have the velocity of sound, and we know that we're traveling with the wind, so wind is going to be plus u. Now we have another scenario where we're traveling against the wind, but we still have the same displacement and a different amount of time. And over here, we still have the velocity of sound, but the velocity of the wind is acting against the velocity of sound in the opposite direction. So we're going to have minus u. Great. So now let's use these two equations to find v and u. Over here, we can solve for u and find that it is equal to x over t1 minus v. And over here, we find that v is equal to x over t2 plus u. And we could use this equation to find v and this one for u. We could use them the other way around, but let's keep going with what we have. Now what we're going to do is use this expression for u to find v. And we obtain that v is equal to x over t2 plus x over t1 minus v. We're going to move this v to the other side, and we end up with 2v equals x over t2 plus x over t1. Now we divide both sides of the equation by 2, and we can factor this x out of these two terms. So we end up with v equals x over 2 multiplied by 1 over t2 plus 1 over t1. Great. Now we have our expression for the velocity of sound. Now let's use it to find the velocity of the wind. And when we do that over here, we get that wind is equal to this. But notice that what we have done is multiplied x over 2 in these two terms over here, but we have done so that we can add this one to this one. Well, rather subtract it. So let's use that concept. We're going to multiply this term by 2 over 2 to get 2x minus this x over here over 2t1. And over here we have minus x over 2t2. When we do that, we get that this is equal to x over 2t1 minus x over 2t2. And what we can do is factor out x and 2. So we get x over 2 times 1 over t1 minus 1 over t2. And that is our final answer.